Alright, so we got this. Welcome back to the Socialist Report. We have this article from the Intercept. Democrat and Republican senators demand transfer of Gray Eagle drone to Ukraine. Let's just get right into it. Joe Manchin, Lindsey Graham, and 14 other U.S. senators demand that Biden give Ukraine top-tier U.S. drone. Bipartisan group of U.S. senators has intensified pressure on the Biden administration to give Ukraine a top-tier U.S. drone capable of firing 4 Hellfire missiles or 8 Stinger munitions. The 16 senators, led by Iowa Republican Senator Joni Ernst and West Virginia Democrat Senator Joe Manchin, called the Gray Eagle MQ-1C the Ukrainian government's highest priority military equipment transfer request of unmanned aerial systems that said it would have the potential to drive the strategic course of the war in Ukraine's favor. And one thing before we continue with all this, they are trying to their best to start. They're already in a proxy war with Russia. They're trying their best to start full on World War III with Russia. That's why they're trying to send all these weapons, all this military equipment. Uh, Joe Biden's kind of hinted at sending our troops to Ukraine, which I wouldn't put past them. So, despite aggressive lobbying from the drone industry, the Gray Eagles manufacturer General Atomics, the Ukrainian government, and a slew of U.S. lawmakers, the Biden administration and Pentagon have so far declined to approve the transfer of the drones. They have cited concerns about exporting sensitive components on the drone, including a Raytheon manufactured targeting and surveillance system. While the U.S. has exported previous generations of weaponized drones to its allies, it has never approved a foreign sale of the Gray Eagle. Oh my god. In their November 22nd letter, the senators, including Republicans Lindsey Graham and Chuck Grassley, as well as Democrats Richard Blumenthal and Mark Kelly, wrote, most importantly, armed drones could find the attack Russian warships in the Black Sea, breaking its coercive blockade, and alleviate dual pressures on the Ukrainian economy and global food prices, the senators asserted. A Russian victory over Ukraine would significantly damage American security and prosperity. Or a better idea, don't get involved in Russia and Ukraine war, and allow Ukraine to negotiate with Russia. As the Intercept noted on November the 18th, the proliferation of drone warfare in Ukraine has been fueled by both sides, with Russia utilizing Iranian-made Shahed drones in swarm attacks against Ukrainian targets, including civilian infrastructure. The U.S. and other NATO countries have given Kyiv some 2,500 Switchblade and Phoenix Ghost suicide drones, which effectively function as small remote-control cruise missiles. Ukraine has also been using large Turkish-manufactured Bayraktar TB2 drones, which are a cheaper and less powerful version of the premier U.S. drones used widely in counterterrorism operations in the Middle East and Africa. President Joe Biden has repeatedly indicated that he does not want to unnecessarily increase U.S. involvement in the war in Ukraine, and the White House has sought to calibrate its actions in support of Ukraine in part based on how Russian President Vladimir Putin will perceive them. Already, Russian officials routinely state that they are not just fighting Kyiv's forces, but also U.S. and NATO infrastructure. I don't believe Joe Biden one bit when he says he's not interested in increasing U.S. involvement in the war in Ukraine, because he clearly has a proxy war going on with Russia. On November the 9th, the Wall Street Journal reported that Biden was concerned the transfer of the Grey Eagles could escalate the conflict and signaled to Moscow that the U.S. was providing weapons that could target positions inside Russia. There are indications that the U.S. is considering modifying some of the components on the Grey Eagle and swapping them out for less sensitive technologies in order to move forward with supplying the drones to Ukraine. In their letter, the senators noted that AGM-114 Hellfire missiles have been reviewed and exported to over 25 U.S. partners. Last week, a Pentagon spokesperson said that nothing has been ruled out. The senators asked the White House to respond to their letter no later than November the 30th. And that concludes this video. If Joe Biden's not interested in doing this, but supposedly he's not interested in doing this. He may change his mind and we could be screwed. So, yeah, that's going to conclude this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. It seems like the Intercept's kind of giving Joe Biden the benefit of the doubt, which I wouldn't do, because he is a neocon and a far-right neo-fascist. But that's going to conclude this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one, and peace.